Hey guys, it is Mike with Come the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. This is the show where you guys put your suggestions in the comments below and I give you my feedback, my opinion. If you want to make sure that you do not miss this show, please subscribe to this show. If you are subscribed, make sure that that bell is clicked and so you'll never miss the show. You guys leave your suggestions down there in the comment section, only the comment section. I pull them from the comment section, I throw them into a poll on Patreon. Patrons of $5 or more a month can vote on that poll, and patrons of $10 or more a month can put their own suggestions in that poll to be voted on. The patrons vote on them, I take the top ones, I listen to them. I grade them on a plus sign, equal sign, minus sign. Plus sign means I would actively seek that song out again, minus sign means I would actively avoid it. Let's begin. Painkiller by Judas Priest. The main riff and intro drums are killer, no pun intended. This is one of the heaviest E standard riffs you're gonna find, man. The vocals for Judas Priest have never been my favorite. Ever. This guitar tone works for the song, though typically I would like something a little beefier for a riff like that. The part where they have the line, faster than a laser bullet, that whole part is fucking awesome. And followed by this badass vocal crescendo, just everything's just building up and then it launches into this guitar solo, which is a ridiculous guitar solo. Arguably, I would say top 50 metal solos of all time. Great use of shred, mixed with some solid melody and good feel on how he's articulating each of the notes. Very tasty. That kick is super thuddy, very unusual for this genre. Typically, you'd expect a lot of tack, or at least some tack, on like the 2 to 3K range on that kick, or maybe even like 4K, depending on what era you're talking in. And it's just nothing. It's just straight thump. The drums all around are actually mixed pretty dark, and there's just a huge room on everything. One thing I will complain about, not really hearing the bass at all. Second guitar solo is more wild, less tasty. It still works, but just not as amazing as that first one. Total grade for this song, plus sign. You should consider having sex with a bearded man. That's not the name of the song, I'm just saying a statement. This song definitely has a very 80s arena pop intro. The guitar tone is almost a dead ringer for AC/DC, and even some of the way that they phrase their chords and their riffs, very much AC/DC. The vocals are very unorthodox, but they work very well. The lyrics throughout this song are hilarious. The vocal delivery in some spots feels reminiscent of Jack Black. Production all around is great. You actually feel the kick more than you hear it, and that's okay, that's good. Drum kit mixed dark yet again. And there's like no bottom mic on that snare, that's all top. That's like they didn't even engage the snares on the snare drum. Just to boil this down really quick, it's a simple rock song with some fun lyrics. The synth solo is actually dope. The bridge where it kind of does like this acoustic thing in the middle, great change up. All around, very dry room and very much up close and in your face, and I think that was a great choice. This really felt a lot like Ninja Sex Party to me. Total grade for this song, plus sign. 512 by Lamb of God. Nice dark intro. That drum sound is awesome. He plays some pretty cool parts, though. He's sticking a lot to what the guitar is doing, and because of that, kind of takes away from the parts he's playing. But the production is fire. Huge kick, amazing kick tone. I aspire to have kick tones like that. The guitar riffs for the most part aren't complicated. The verse and the bridge riffs are kind of milquetoast, but the chorus riffs are pretty cool. Then there's like an auxiliary guitar doing like seconds, and that actually feels really nice. I like that. Chorus is dope. The production all around, excellent. Vocals are executed very well. They really aren't my style at all, but they feel great in this song. Composition is relatively simple, but effective. Solo is pretty damn cool. I just all around kind of wish there was a little more to this song. It feels almost monotone. The only thing that pulls it away from being monotone is the chorus. Just could use a little more dynamic. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Thank You for the Venom by My Chemical Romance, you whiny bitch. I have always loved this fucking intro riff. Biggest shame is they didn't do more things like this throughout the song, but then again, the song without that riff is still pretty great anyway. The first introduction of the vocals I have always fucking despised. It's delivered like a pussy and it's fucking out of tune. I hate it. The vocals throughout the rest of the song are magnificent. Well, I shouldn't say magnificent, but I do love them. The verse riffs get you rocking out, and then every once in a while they'll do like these offbeat accents, like it's so cool. Okay, the drums are mixed like crap, but they are played really cool. I really love the parts that they chose for this. The pre-chorus and the chorus really sell this song. So hooky, but not like overly hooky. It's definitely singable. Like, and not only that, but the chord choice is fantastic. Kind of a variation of the 4 chords, honestly. Always pulls at my heartstrings. The guitar tone is solid. The bass is there. The guitar solo is not really anything special up front, and the ending is definitely better than the intro. I feel like he could have put a little bit more thought into it or effort into it, but then again, you know, this is when they were still coming up and developing. And then it drops off after that solo into a quiet part, and then the following vocals after the solo are good, but you hear like this, like seriously in the fucking song while you're listening to it. I'm like, what the fuck is he bumping into the mic? Do another fucking take, for God's sake. By the way, I love this song. Total grade for this song, +sign. Cocaine Blues by Johnny Cash. The music is milquetoast as fuck. Not a fan of the vocal melody at all. Vocal delivery is okay at best. The lyrics may tell a fantastic story for all I know, but the medium that it's being delivered through sucks dick. The production is good for the time. The bass is so boring, I want to put that poor motherfucker out of his misery. The guitar solo is so inoffensive to the point that it is offensive to me. There's really not much else here. A quick tip: don't recommend songs to me that rely solely on the lyrics, or you're gonna get a review like this. Total grade for this song, -sign. Shadowed by Darkness by Stevie T, the moody Stevie T. Shadowed by Darkness was listened to by ears. The guitar was grabbed by hands. The video was filmed by camera. And these mocking lines were spoken by voice. All joking aside, he is an amazing player. I would have changed up the drums throughout this song, to be honest. I don't know, they felt a little too like, look at me, look what I can do, and I'm like 90% sure you program those drums, so it kind of takes away from the coolness of that. Really nothing overly interesting there in the drums. Has some really cool guitar riffs in here. I might have restructured how some of them were played and how some of them were stacked back to back, but I mean, considering this is one of his earliest releases, pretty damn good stuff. His shred throughout this song is masterful, and some of the fill lines that he does, really good. I feel like in his guitar solo, though, this is an example of playing a lot of notes without saying a whole lot. It's a crazy feat, and it sounds really cool, but what did you actually say to me? The piano part was very pretty, a very delicate lead over top of it. And after listening to that delicate lead and what could have been there in the nuance of his articulation, I feel like he needed more Vi and Guthrie Govan in his guitar diet. Like I said, I am aware of some of his earlier stuff. I'm sure he has improved very much so since then. Of course, I have no idea what his articulation is like now, so, you know, we'll see. Total grade for this song, =sign. Drop Dead Cynical by, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Amaranthe. One word for this song, huge. The guitar and the bass tone are fucking sick. The drums are huge and mixed awesome. This almost feels like how you would mix industrial metal, though I would not call it industrial metal. The vocals are good. A little thin when she starts singing with her voice. Chorus melody doesn't quite get me there. I feel like that would have been better suited for a pre-chorus melody, like chop it in half and make that a pre-chorus and then give me something with a little more power in the chorus. Her growls are very solid. All around great beat throughout the song. It's not that dry like four to the floor, boom, boom. Sangre por Sangre was definitely four to the floor, kind of boring, even though, I mean, it got you pumped and amped, but rhythmically boring. This song doesn't do that. It keeps it quite interesting. All around, this song is relatively simple. The drums definitely bring more life to the composition, which is not something you would typically get out of this type of genre. The bridge is cool. Really not much else here. I cannot emphasize enough that this song sounds huge. So if that's the type of thing you're into, highly recommend going and checking this out. Total grade for this song, =sign. Cry of Achilles by Alter Bridge. Cool acoustic intro. It was either recorded weird or mixed weird, I'm not sure. And considering how the rest of the production is, I would say they probably mixed it that way intentionally. Coming out of that, I love how it goes into that fucking verse riff. That riff kicks ass. Lots of ass. And then the vocals come in, I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? I was not expecting that. They are awesome, by the way. The way that they're delivered, the way that they're written, the way that they're mixed, and the effects that they have on them, everything was just like a whoa. That whole verse caught me very off guard in the best way. Pre-chorus is solid. The chorus is soaring and epic. Great melody, great harmony. The drums sound great. They have a good rock mix to them. The guitar tone is great. That's like, if I could pick a guitar tone, that would be one of my ideal tones. The bass sounds good, though a little low in the mix, though it wasn't until the bridge, no pun intended, that I could actually hear just how dirty that tone was, like real dirty. The guitar solo is very soulful, very tasty. It is not what I would have done, but I still think it fit very well. Altogether, this song is very solid, highly recommended actually. Total grade for this song, +. God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, off of the iconic Pet Sounds album. The production was great for the time, but let's be honest, it fucking sucks. I do, however, love this song. Has a great verse melody, fantastic chorus melody, and it matches so perfectly with the words that they're singing. At 107, about there, it has like this weird thing where it just kind of like stops and does like some weird notes and then just moves on like nothing happened. And at first I was like, what the fuck is this? But I mean, you know, altogether it's actually kind of cool. The chord progression throughout this song is excellent, very unorthodox for rock and roll of the period. There's like some weird clicking that's repeating, kind of feel like it has a delay effect on it. I can't tell if I love it or hate it. The outro is fun and full of ear candy, tons of layers of different sounds going on, lots of vocals. The bass is simple, but it's, I'd say, perfect, honestly. Very unorthodox rock ensemble for the time. Feels great. Total grade for this song, =. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me, by Haddaway. How do you not love this song? The synth lines are all infectious as hell. The production is great. The what is love line will get stuck in your head every fucking time. The whoa, 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 that'll get stuck in your head every fucking time. The song is packed with more hooks than you can shake a fucking stick at. Eat your heart out, Taylor Swift. Eat your heart out, Lady Gaga. Never noticed the string synth before. The bass tone all around is great, except I despise that high end on it. That bam, 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 bam. Oh, ugh, kill me. Just fuzzy and farty. The kick samples that they pulled from and kind of mixed together sound great. Not really much else to say about this one other than total grade for this song. Now it is time for my suggestions. My first suggestion for you this week is Misunderstood by Dream Theater. I feel like I probably suggested this one already, but I don't really care. You're gonna have to listen to it again. This song has one of my favorite compositions on it. Excellent use of gradual dynamic. This is an example of a guitar solo that a lot of people would call technical, but actually conveys a lot of emotion to me. And if you would listen to this and just write this off as just mindless noise, may I suggest that you are proving the namesake of the song you're listening to? Realize that the title of this album that this song is on is called 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Take the words inner turbulence when you listen to that first guitar solo and think about it. My next suggestion for you this week is Blue Powder by Stevie. This song is just super bluesy, also kind of like spacey and weird. You can definitely feel his Zappa influences in here. Yet another example of when people are like, oh, Steve Vai does diddly. No, that's not all that he does, not fucking remotely. You want to talk about a technical solo with fabulous feel? That whole song. And my last suggestion for you this week is No Leaf Clover by Metallica. I feel like I've suggested that one before too. Fuck it. No Leaf Clover is an awesome song. It was recorded with the symphony live and has one of my favorite Metallica guitar solos on it. An example of, again, fabulous use of dynamic and also really interesting chord usage as far as how they decided to write their song, and then when Michael came in and wrote the orchestra behind it, oh, it was like fucking mercy. That is it for Song Suggestion Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your suggestions down in the comments below. If you would like to take part in the poll on Patreon, please go to link in the description, pledge $5 or $10 or more every month, and you can have access. If there is a song that you have written that you would like my feedback on, or if there's a song that hasn't made it on Song Suggestion Friday and you really want to hear what my opinion is, please go ahead and email me and I will send you back details. If you can't do a rolling pledge and you just want to do a one-time support, you can go to my PayPal, leave me a tip, or you can go to my merch store, buy some cool merch. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!